Would you look at that? We got a little bit of a view from here, right up to that wall of fog. Excuse me. And then, of course, if you look here, every place that was shaded still wet. Somebody sneaking around behind me. Number 2 just snuck in the house. She's got to go to work today. And I was gonna have to do this. Cows! Cows! That means they haven't been up here eating hay. Although, at the moment, they've got a large enough area that cows and calves didn't exactly choose to stick close enough together. It was probably 3 o'clock this morning when they finally decided they were done bellowing at each other. But yeah, that's what it is. Wait till we wean. They won't shut up at all. They just go hoarse and then they can't speak. Then it gets quiet till their voices come back. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you. Yeah, light's still on too. It's, I don't know, a couple miles visibility, if that, but it's still just about as wet here. We're just not soaking in it as bad. Everything I see is wet. Oh, and by the way, the fog line up there. Yeah, all our oats are in the fog. Yeah, just freaking perfect. And I was debating, do I feed this morning or wait till number 1 gets here and let her feed? Probably all it's going to be is the dogs and those 2 calves because everybody else is out. I mean, look at this. Empty barn. They need to come in for their grain. They need the nutrition, but if they don't come in, I can't force them to eat, right? Oh, yeah. Still a dribbler, too. Got the parch, ran out of time to mess with it. Yeah. As long as I don't go doing too much down pressure stuff on things, I'll probably be fine. I can scoop a lot of manure without pushing down. On these 2, look at what they done. Their hay's usually at the other end. They got serious at screwing around with it. The good thing is, here they left the hose in their trough this morning, so I can turn it on without having to screw with it. And hey, look at there. I gotta get on number 1's butt. Either she needs to bring Maury's pickup out. Yeah, I could let you see what I'm doing. I'm not quite sure about the concoction. When these little buggers were younger, one thing that helps calves is some ground feed. And oats is good for them too. But ground feed will help scuff up the lining of their stomachs. Makes their stomachs work better. And I mean, otherwise their stomachs are made for processing milk. So if you get it scuffed up a little bit, then it'll process other feed. They say even the older ones will process ground feed better. So we were mixing some ground feed and some of the feed that's in the tote bag there. And we ended up with some oats we cleaned out. So we had a couple tubs of oats, so she started mixing oats with it, which was all right. I mean, they can still utilize it. They're actually kind of getting close to where, they'll still be able to use the whole oats for a little bit, but as they get older, they can't break down the hole on the oats, so they just run them right on through. Oh well. I'll get you some more later. Ugly shoe. After Ron got back from driving the Tahoe around yesterday and everything was working fine for him, and I was out checking fences and moving cows, he scraped a bunch of junk off the one set. That set's in good shape. I ain't worried about it. They were never exposed to fertilizer, but this set was. And I discussed with him about, do we hit it with a needle scaler or not? Well, yeah. I hit it lightly with the needle scaler this morning. Number one's got the other one outside, douching it with some brake clean good and getting it blown off good so we can throw some paint on it. Keep it from rusting any worse, and hopefully they'll hold up for the application they're at. And look what's parked outside again. Yeah. There's about 3 different things it could be, all of which we have checked or replaced or whatever. She made it about 4 miles or so. And code comes up again. Hey, look, there she is with one. That almighty famous freaking code. Engine hot, AC off. Between Ron and I, we have read so damn much crap about that. I mean, a little history on the car. The freaking computer was changed quite a few years ago. Engine was changed 3 years ago. We put a new sending unit in, then took it back out just in case it was bad. Well, this is the old one and it's doing the same thing. One thing they say is those wires get crusty. Well, yeah. Bring wires in right next to an exhaust manifold, right against the spark plug. That's a brilliant thing to do to begin with. Once again, there I am. Engineers. Let's put the thermostat down there where it's a screwy place anyway. What it's down to now is I opened up the one hole in the thermostat that they had a little check valve thing in and drilled 2 other holes. When it's actually hot and working properly, it's not overheating. It's keeping it right where it belongs. But being we're, in the fall and it stays cool in the morning, it doesn't really have a chance to warm up as fast as it is supposed to with the extra water flow. So I'm going to go off that. I'm going to take that apart and plug one of those holes. I mean, that's the pain in the butt. Every time you do something with it, do that, then you got to vacuum the stupid system again. It's just, what would have taken 10 minutes old school takes an hour. And hell, old school, I remember pulling thermostat housings apart when they were hot. Put your gloves on and do it because you're not going to get it all over you. And yeah, not on this. So, I mean, another option that is in all of the freaking information you can find is dash cluster has an issue. Well, it's got a new dash cluster too. They put the dash cluster in either just before or right after the engine. I think it was just after the engine. So, it's not old enough to be an issue either as far as I'm concerned. I'm looking at, we're just getting too much cold water in too soon. I just hope plugging one hole is not going to make it get too hot again. But in the meantime, say those wires, I got the clip popped off there. Look, I mean, the insulation's crusty, but I don't see any cracks in it. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Definitely been a combination of things falling into it. Rick Bork, he popped up this last time and he says, I'm going to send you a new radiator. Well, the radiator's got too good a flow. It can't be plugged. And I showed that in the video when we're pumping in the upper hose and that lower hose has it just freaking flowing out full and shooting clear over here. It's kind of hard to think it's a radiator issue. And airflow through it is nice. I mean, the things, yeah, we got dusty conditions around here, but it's not like these things are out driving around in the field like my pickup or like the trucks or the rest of the equipment. So, yay. If I had as much time in working on that tractor or working on that sprayer chassis in the shop as I have on this in the last month, one of those two projects would be done. And I'd probably have some other things done too. And yeah, our day still looks the same, except there's little droplets in the air. I don't even know if we can see any on the window now. I mean, it's not raining, it's not mist. It's, you might be able to, yeah, you can see, I think. No, it's dirt on my phone. I can see them on the window. They're tiny. And cows all stayed out, so yeah, they're missing out on their treats. Well, number one was pasture harrowing down below the barn. I finished getting the shoes pretty much done and on. And I moved the drums a little bit so she can clean them up. She's just cleaning up the surface that goes on the shoe. Especially the one because, you know, hey, it was on a fertilizer buggy for 20 years. Kind of fugly. And it's getting near the end of the day, so. And yeah, I did something I don't normally do. That's anti-seize on there just because. Put it on over there too. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. I normally wouldn't put it on there, but you know, as crusty as everything is, just a little better idea, I think. So, Oh, and look. Yeah, it got bright out today. And we'll find out what number two's car does in the morning when she goes to work. Stick of dynamite, a couple 100 pounds of tannerite. I don't know. Don't dare do it too close here, it'll blow everything up. So, hey, that's our Sunday. Hope you all had a great weekend. Hope you all have a good week coming up too.